the sound like this? One second, just give me a minute. You're able to see the screen, right?
Right.
Getting so much disturbance in this headphone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe the charge is less. Sometimes if it is.
My charge is always full. That's how I
Okay.
use my one. Let me do one thing. So, just give me a minute. Try to study the diagram in the meanwhile.
Yeah, I think we have also gone through some of the sections like the pregnancy and at that how the soul makes a kind of a evolution within the body, and it enters after some time.
Are you able to hear me?
Yes.
Okay. There's something wrong with that speaker. So it's picking up some additional charge. Okay. So let us understand what is this universe all about. Okay. Now, if I start, right, for us to get an understanding of the introduction to this topic, we have a universe. Okay. The universe came out of the Big Bang theory, which you will understand when you read this first principles of theosophy. Out of the Big Bang, one portion of it, when that Big Bang occurred, they call it the nebula. That came out and it started condensing. In the process of condensing, it was found that it contained fire. Fire, when it becomes a little bit cooler, it became air. Further cooling, it started becoming water, the condensation, and completely cooled, it became the earth crust. Okay. Now, then life started entering and things were progressing. But before that, if you consider, you had a perfectly balanced universe consisting of what you call the realm of permanence, occupied by the soul or human people. Here, you could say occupied by perfectly balanced bodies. Right? They were consisting of the knower, the thinker, the doer, all enclosed in this balanced body. This, yeah.
This body you are referring to as Paramatattva, the Tattva, which
No,
has.
not the Paramatattva. This body is your, see, at the highest level, let me show you the diagram, then you will follow. Okay? At the highest level, the Big Bang, post the Big Bang. Okay? Post the Big Bang, you had the creation or formation of the universe which consisted of ether, fire, air, water, earth crust. Okay? Are you with me?
Yeah.
Okay. And this was divided into what is known as the realm of intelligence and the realm of permanence. Above this is the ultimate universal reality that we call God. Right? So, this, right? This realm of permanence, why is this coming and creating all this disturbance? इसको भी hide कर लो, ठीक है? So, this realm of intelligence consists of what you call three entities which are known as the knower, thinker, and desirer.
Doer. Okay.
That means these are the highly evolved souls who have passed through various lives and occupied the realm of intelligence. And the other one is the realm of permanence. Realm of permanence is the place which is responsible for administering all the universes and galaxies. Are you all with me? Are you all with me?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Ask. Oh, you said okay. Right. Now, in this realm of permanence, what you have is basically the triune self. The triune self, we may, based on our upbringing, etc., call it the knower, thinker, doer, which is nothing but Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwar. Are you with me?
Yeah.
Let us understand. So, you have Brahma, you have Vishnu, you have Maheshwar. Okay. This three can be further broken down into two fundamental characteristics or compositions which are enclosed in the balanced body, consisting of an active component and a passive component. Brahma is the creator. So, he needs to have the components that are knowledge and identity. What you call the selfness and the I-ness. And then you can think about Vishnu. Who is Vishnu? Vishnu happens to be the administrator. Right? As the administrator, he needs to have knowledge of an active component and a passive component, which happens to be rightness and reason. Okay? And the third one is Shiva, Maheshwar, not Shiva. Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwar. Maheshwar is the destroyer. Generator, operator, destroyer is the acronym for God. Or God is classified to be the acronym for generator, operator, destroyer. Okay? So, destroyer has got desire and feeling as the active and passive components. Are you with me? Okay. Now, all these entities is nothing but intelligent matter or nature units which have got the light of intelligence, and they are in a perfectly balanced body. That body is maintained by Mr. doer, which means the balance of that entire body consisting of various elemental units which have acquired a level of intelligence in perfect balance. Just like if we take our body, we stand in front of the mirror, we see a face, we see eyes, we see nose, we see ears, we see hands and all that. But suppose I had worn the spectacles of a biologist, I would see a collection of cells, a collection of liquids in the body, a collection of waves in the body, all of them doing different activities, but in cohesion and togetherness, representing a human body. Okay, so we also have got the units, but they are all assigned for doing certain tasks and dictated by the doer inside us, which is our soul. Okay, now just like when we are out of balance, when our feelings and desires are out of balance, we attract what is known as disease.
Yeah.
Likewise, when the universal body, when the body in the triune cell, the balance is disturbed because the units there have lost control to desire and feeling, they have become imbalanced. That means that body is not pure enough for the knower, the thinker, and the doer to occupy. But who is the person who is doing the maintenance of the body? Mr. Destroyer. Okay, so doer. So now, doer has to break down, take that body, come to the earth with that body, and go through the process of refinement at the unit level. And whenever he is able to balance the units that he is composed of, he rises 1 degree in consciousness level. That journey goes through the organization of the universe, which consists of the spheres, the worlds, the spheres, the planes, the worlds, the states, and the substates, before he gets on to the journey of refining. The elements are then ready for the doer to come and play its role, which means it is then that the human life starts. Okay. Now, let us go to the diagram and try to understand up to this level. So, the universe, which has nothing but consisting of ether, fire, air, water, earth crust, right? Which is nothing but the nature and the elementals within, segregated into realm of intelligence and realm of permanence. And there you have the knower, thinker, doer, which are the components of the triune self, sitting in a perfectly balanced body, that is knowledge and identity, rightness and reason, the doer consisting of feeling and desire. Right? The
Trying
feeling
to
and
share
desire,
diagram?
pardon?
Are you trying to share the image? We can't
Oh,
see it.
oh, you didn't see it, is it? That means I didn't share that. Okay.
Did not share, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. This is the
Okay,
problem I should have. Okay.
right. Yeah.
Right. So you have the triune self, which is occupying the realm of permanence, not the realm of intelligence. After they have matured here, they are ready to occupy the realm of permanence. Sorry, realm of intelligence. What is the realm of intelligence? In simple terms, for us to understand, we could say Gautama Buddha, we could say Jesus Christ, we could say Krishna, we could say Shirdi Baba, the Dattathreyas of the world, and so on. All these are the occupants of realm of intelligence, and they can to do certain tasks because they administer the realm of permanence. Realm of permanence administers the entire galaxies within the various universes that exist. Okay, all of them are perfectly balanced. They have gone through. Right. Now here, one important parameter that comes from chapter 43 of an autobiography of a yogi by Paramahamsa Yogananda, right? And the books on soul's journey, the books by authors such as Peter Richelieu, Dr. Michael Newton. Then you have books by Robert Squads. I'm not going beyond, otherwise you have got books by C.W. Leadbeater, the doctrine by the secret doctrine by Madame Blavatsky. There are so many books. But then for our understanding, Peter Richelieu is a good book. The three books written by Robert Squads, Your Soul's Journey, your soul's plan, your soul's gift, and your soul's love are good enough for getting a thorough understanding. You can start with your soul's plan. What the high level gist of that says that the realm of permanence occupants have got about 35 divine virtues, which are the direct representation of the divine virtues of the ultimate, which we in our parlance refer to as God. Okay. Now, for the body to be pure enough, the elementals have to undergo the suitable modifications by feeling and desire as the two components that establish a balance, right? Which manifests as the Arshad Vargas in the body, the various behavior patterns, etc. Desire and feeling, that is the doer, the soul has to take on. Doer is again the soul of the body also. Right? Now, when that corruption in the body happens, these divine virtues are out of balance and they need to be balanced again. Only then can the body occupy occupy the realm of permanence as well as the knower and thinker and the entire doer can go and sit within. That means that purity, if it is disturbed, it is a life on earth. Now, I may be digressing a bit so that the concept is very clear, right? Those divine virtues form part of your soul plan. That soul plan is in terms of achieving this 360 degrees of every one of those 35 divine virtues. Okay? So, how does it do that? Now, the purification we saw goes through these, and everything is triggered by desire and feeling. Desire and feeling is one of the bodies that we have. We have the physical body, we have the etheric body, the dense body, and the etheric double together is the physical body. Then you have what you call the astral body, which is also known as the desire body. That is the desire body. Then you have what you call the lower manas. You know the 7 bodies, right? 2 of them are out of our reach because they are part of the Devalok. We have 5. Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, Vijnanamaya Kosha, and Anandamaya Kosha. Beyond that, it is the Nirvanic, and then the supra-casual, and then the Nirvanic. ठीक है, वो हमको जरूरत नहीं है. हमारी जरूरत है कि अन्नमय कोशा, food, the one that has the suffering, which has to go through the suffering. Then you have got the pranamaya kosha, the pancha pranas, which feeds each of this, and so on and so forth. Okay? So let us go back to the diagram. Okay? So this consciousness, the intelligence, gives the light of consciousness to the triune self. That means triune self by itself does not have the light. The light of intelligence is nothing but the consciousness, which is originally in a perfect balance, but due to whatever imbalance between the feeling and desire resulted in taking the body and trying to combat the immortal physical body, which is the house of the triune self, became the mortal physical body with a portion of the doer coming to earth for performing the duties of cleansing. That cleansing is done by virtue of a number of births that we take to achieve the objective of increasing our levels of consciousness from birth to birth. Are you all with me?
Yes, yes.
Right? In the broken down condition, these are nothing but the 5 elements which are tied down by the spiritual, this one, and there is a process in which all of these come together. I don't want to go beyond this slide for today. Otherwise, it will become confusing and very heavy for you people.
Sir, I wanted to understand soul a bit better because
That is in
when
the
we say
next session. I'm anyway starting the Hindi session the moment people tell me when.
ready now.
No, not now, but there are
No,
about
I mean
49 participants who have
now matlab
joined.
इस moment नहीं, but I am ready for Hindi session. Sir, a quick question about soul, because what you said is soul is tied to a body, whereas how we understand is Atma to free है ना, it is not tied to anything. So is soul a direct
आत्मा
translation of
जब
Atma?
रीम ऑफ परमानेंस में है, फ्री है,
हाँ
लेकिन
हाँ
जब आपके शरीर में है तो शरीर से बंधा हुआ है ना. The
जीवात्मा.
limitations of the sharir become the limitations of the body, and उसके अंदर बंदी बना हुआ है आपका सोल।
तो सोल का हिंदी शब्द क्या होगा? इफ इट इज आत्मा, आत्मा तो
आत्मा।
बंदी नहीं है ना। पर हमें तो आत्मा फ्री है और हमें तो शरीर से आत्मा तक ही प्रोग्रेस करना है। तो व्हाई आर वी
नहीं
कॉलिंग
जी,
आत्मा
आपका
बंदी?
आत्मा का भी विभाग है, जिसे आप पूर्णात्मा एक है और फिर परमात्मा उसके ऊपर है। आप तो सिर्फ आत्मा हो। आपका पूर्णात्मा किधर है? आपका पूर्णात्मा इज इक्वल टू द ट्राइयून सेल्फ। समझ में आया ना?
तो फिर आत्मा है क्या? आत्मा तो हम कहते हैं हम देख नहीं सकते, हम छू नहीं सकते।
हाँ,
द
वो
आत्मा।
व्हेन यू थिंक लाइक ए ह्यूमन बॉडी यू विल नॉट बी एबल टू फील इट।
हम्म।
No, Atma, I think, let us call a kind of a energy
No, no,
that
it is not a kind of energy, sir. It is the energy, but
is the energy that
but
is
limited by the light and sound and effect of this physical body, which is composed of the five elements of nature with different flavors of composition, blocking the overall brilliance that is hidden within that Atma.
a comparison that I can draw is that, let us
Hmm.
say, electricity, current, that has got millions of volts in a lightning, and the same electricity that we call is coming through the wires, but you can only see the wire but not the electricity. But when it is applied to a fan, it rotates. When it is applied to a light, it gives illumination. When it
Beautiful.
is to a stove, it,
Making that example much more simpler. Tell me the taste of a jalebi.
sorry,
Tell me the taste of a jalebi.
yeah, sweetness, if you have not tasted it, you will not know.
Correct?
And if you did
So
not,
you need to experience it, whether it is the soul or otherwise. Without that experience, you will only perceive whatever you are being told.
and you need to have a capacity to be able to perceive it.
Correct. Suppose
But
your energy levels have come to that level, you will realize that
so
you,
that
what is outside, what is inside you are one and the same. That means you are able to break this barrier provided by the body. That is connecting to your over self. Over self is your
no.
Purnatma.
So
Is your Purnatma.
the whole
और
goal.
पूर्णात्मा का अंश जो है आपके शरीर के अंदर का आत्मा है।
So according to our scriptures also,
करेक्ट।
Atma is so small and so subtle, 1 millionth of an atom is the size. Let us say that's okay. And Paramatma is still 1 millionth of an atom inside Atma. So that is the consciousness that is guiding you.
That is the interpretation that has been provided to us. It is not far from truth, but
And
it is one version of the interpretation. Right?
easy to understand.
Correct. Correct. I agree.
Yeah. So
So
then
yeah.
object is basically, as you said, it is not realizing Atma. You are Atma. You know that you are Atma. So
Correct.
that's not the criteria for Atma is a concept. It's not established for oneself to be able to see. That's part of a meditation is to be able to realize that you are not this body alone.
But you see, end of the day, the entire objective of this journey is to be one with the universal
Atma to join.
ultimate energy. That energy, the universal energy, we are giving it various names.
Typical
Right?
example that I can quote out of this is that out of Mahabharatam, where once a soul develops a desire, it has to come onto the earth, live here to experience that to the fullest extent, become purified again, and then only you are allowed to go back and join with Paramatma.
Correct.
Typical example is Bhishma. He is one of the 7 Vasus. And when they were in the presence of Brahmaloka, I think one of the Vasus developed a desire, a kamam for Saraswati's breasts.
No, see, those are the qualities that we are classifying as 35. If you read the chapter 43, you will
Yeah.
understand, because Yukteswar Giri Maharaj
Yeah.
reconstructs his physical body
Correct.
onto
Out of-
his astral body for the sake of Mukunda, which is none other than Paramahamsa Yogananda, for his
Venkata-
disciple, because Yogananda was not able to see him in his
Right.
final hours.
Right, right. Now here
Right.
the different concepts are here. So this particular Vasu, when Brahma realizes saying that you have developed, so that means the soul has become impure. So, and the others also, they have not discouraged the guy who is thinking wrong, nor they have come out to Brahma saying that this guy.
No, because at a soul level, you are not allowed any judgment.
So they are also have undergone some kind of a change from the purity. So
Yes.
that's why there is a sapam to all the 7 of them to be born on this earth. And then Ganga is the medium which purifies all these sins of these people. And Ganga delivers each of one to, as you know, Ganga Putras. And she puts them back into Ganga, first 6 of them.
Correct.
First one is the one, Santanu comes up and says that, no, I won't allow it. Then he stays on. And Bhishmacharya stayed for, he had he can say, yes, end my life. Until
Ichha mrityu.
Ichha mrityu. Right. So thereafter the story you know already. He doesn't die in the war field also. He stays until the good days come there. And he is the one who narrated Vishnu Sahasranamam to, or all those things you already know. So this is a typical example where I can say when soul develops a desire, that desire can only be satisfied through a body. So
True. See, the equation as per thinking and destiny is, the moment you have developed a desire, you have caused an imbalance.
Yeah, right. So
That imbalance, see, that imbalance can only be set right by balancing again. Now, that imbalance, where is it affecting you? It is affecting you at the lowest level in your particle combination.
that can only be resolved through wearing a body.
Correct. Because body is the agent which is required for doing the purification.
So body is
That
the one.
purification is equal to your experiences, your wisdom, your learning that you go through life after life. And there is an equation between the 7 bodies and this also.
Right. So then what happens is that through the senses of the body, the soul is lured into having that pleasure more and more.
Either it is more and more pleasure, it is pain, but end of the day, it is increase in the level of consciousness, which is measured as your experience. That experience, the taste of jalebi, is equal to the level of consciousness as you progress. You see, you will get the shape of a jalebi. Then you will taste it. The taste will give you certain experience. That combined experience is the degree of increasing consciousness level measured in terms of wisdom, in terms of knowledge, and that is the progression that we need to achieve to ultimately say that I know jalebi, I know the 360 degrees of anger, I know hurt, and so on and so forth. Also exemplified in that story of Shankaracharya. where the king and queen, he has a debate with them and he is defeated by the queen, not the king. So he has to go and pick up a body to have the experience and then come back and then give the answer and complete it. Right? So all of those is the process for increasing your levels of consciousness. Because I've gone a little bit outside the book so that we are very clear in terms of understanding the book itself. So there is your question on soul now answered, ma'am. Soul is again that energy consisting of all these but perfectly balanced units. When the desire and feeling is nothing but Prakriti and Purusha. In our
comparison.
ancient
Desire is
scriptures,
Prakriti, yeah, Shiva Shakti.
correct. You call it Shiva Shakti, you call it so many things, right? You may call it male, female, you may call it so many names. But that imbalance needs to be balanced, for which there is a body, right? Now, till you have crossed and come into the spiritual path, your soul has to go through multiple levels of iteration. You have got what you call the infant soul, you have the baby soul, you have the adult soul, I mean the young soul or the adolescent soul, whatever you may use. Then you have got the matured soul, then you have got the infinite soul. Infinite soul is the occupant of realm of intelligence. So this is how the whole concept of the book progresses. And all these entities, that purification, desire and feeling, all these are by virtue of your thought. So it starts with a desire. That desire to be met, to be balanced, requires thoughts. That thought shapes your destiny. That is thinking and destiny. Okay? I will stop the recording